Can you take a 7 tips blog post and convert it, repurpose it, turn it into an incredible new digital empire? We're going to answer that question, folks, right after this. Everybody, it's Jeff Herring here, and welcome to episode 115 of the Content Profit Show. And we are at 115 because of y'all, okay? Y'all jumped on this from the beginning and have been great followers, fans, referrers, and so I always begin the show by saying, hey, thanks a lot. Now, speaking of shows, we usually do 2 a week, right? And next Thursday happens to be Thanksgiving here in the States and other places. And so we won't be doing that next Thursday. We'll do one show. We'll have Marilyn Zick in on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday next week, mark your calendars for 7 p.m. Eastern for something I'm calling the Content Profit Feast. And I'm going to teach something. It's going to be like 21 minutes, 27 minutes tops, okay, about the 2 different ways to profit with your content, okay? And one most people don't think about it. I want you to frame it differently. There'll be some Black Friday things coming up as well. And then mark your calendars now, too, for December 4th, Monday through December 7th, Thursday, because Desi-Ann, the Content Profit Challenge that you were on, went so well, we've decided to do one a month, but narrowing down the topic. Because the one you were on, we did a whole lot of products. And we're going to just do one at a time now. And this is called the Content Profit E-Course Challenge. So you'll see more about that as we get closer to those times. Now, for those of you that are listening, watching, whatever you're doing, live or on replay, what I want you to look at, watch this next, or listen to this next piece with is 2 questions in mind. The first one is, how can I use this in my own business? Okay. And the second question is, how can I get Jeff to do for me what he just did for Desi-Ann? Okay. And so the link to do that, it's the wrong hand, Jeff. The link to do that is right over here. Okay. jeffherring.com/profit. All right. So let me go to the main event here and introduce Desi-Ann Gordon, who is the founder and CEO of Caribbean Virtual Assistants. Desi-Ann, welcome.
Hello, Jeff. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, my pleasure. And I'm kind of disappointed this is a 20-minute show because I could listen to your accent all day. I love it. It's always been musical to me.
Yes, we hear that all the time. We have a sing-song accent. Yes.
I like that. I like that. So tell us about your niche.
Yeah, so I work with women who want to start virtual assistant businesses. Most of the time, these are women who have either been retrenched, have been unemployed for some time, or they may be just looking for an additional source of income. Okay. That's it.
That's a good niche.
In a nutshell. Yes.
That's a good niche. And so who's your ideal client?
Oh my, I work with women mainly from the Caribbean. However, I do have women internationally who reach out to me for support.
Okay. That's exciting. And so what's your dream with all this?
Oh my, Jeff, listen, coming from the Caribbean, I really want to put us on the map a bit more when it comes to the virtual assistant industry. I want persons to know that we are available to assist, that we have a wealth of talent, experience, skills, everything you need to help you in your business. So that is my goal. I am known as the VA mom. I got that name from one of my coaching clients.
I love it.
Yes, I just decided, let me start using that in my communication, in my messaging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that, the VA mom.
Yes.
And so what a cool pursuit to help change others' lives, your lives, and really the world. Because
Yes.
as we
Yes.
discussed, before the show,
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
people think VAs, they always think Philippines.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and you're in the process of changing that. I absolutely love that. That's cool. Let's pop up today's article for everybody. I'm sorry, blog post.
Mm-hmm.
7 tips to help you nail your discovery calls. And as I mentioned, folks, okay, this is from March of 22. That's a good thing. Why? One, because it's evergreen content, but mostly for you that are watching or listening live or on a replay. I hear this all the time. The objection, well, I can't be on the show. I don't have anything new. I don't want to create new and existing, folks. Say it with me, new and existing.
Unexisting.
Thank you, Desi-Ann. That-
Yes.
So no excuses, kids. Um, I looked through your website too, and I love it. Look at you in action over here. Thanks for that. And so we've got online scheduling tool. You recommend the one I use. I
Oh,
love it. I love
yes. I
trying to-
realized that after.
I've tried a bunch of them, and that's my favorite.
Mm.
Um, info form, prepare for the call. Yep. Oh, we're going to have fun with this working together. Be prepared for sales objections. Because there's a couple of those, right?
Oh, yes. Definitely. I
There's
only skimmed the surface.
yes, there's a book I love called Illusions: The
Mm-hmm.
Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah by a guy named Richard Bach. And one of the quotes is, "Argue for your limitations, and you get to keep them."
Mm, I like that.
That's yeah. You can feel free to use it. That's what I think about when I hear objections.
I'm taking a note of that book. Yes.
Good, good. Richard Bach, Illusions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then when we build out the or outline things today, we'll talk about how to do the objections, how to position it, record the call. Have you ever had the experience of thinking you recorded something and it didn't?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
yeah. I mean, everybody that's done this more than once has that story. Um, be an active listener. Yeah. Follow up. Yeah, you're.
That is a big one.
It really is, and what makes it
Mhm.
so big in your niche?
So, what I have found, and this is from just personal experience, when I started in the VA space, I didn't do follow ups as I should have. And of course, that's leaving money on the table. Sometimes clients forget, they get so busy, and you have to just check back in with them to see, well, did you get my did you get anything out of our call? Are you ready to start? How can I support you? Even if you may need to scale down the project, we can start somewhere, So a lot of times when we don't follow up, it goes by the wayside. Kind
It
of like
really
your
does, and
ocean, your ocean scene in the beginning.
there's so much value in it, and so many
Yes.
people don't do it. So when you
Mhm.
do it, you're already setting yourself apart. And one of the ways I did that when I was a counseling psychologist is
Mhm.
that I'd be looking at my schedule, and I noticed 2 or 3 weeks out there were some holes in the schedule and I
Right.
wanted to fill. And so before email, I would just get on the phone, and then after email, I would do phone or email and just say, "Hey, was just thinking about you. Wanted to check in, see how
Mhm.
things are going." And
Exactly.
Desi-Ann, you'll understand this. Half of those people would say, "I was just thinking about making."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I
well,
was just about to email you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So yeah, follow up's powerful. Um, and again, so many people don't do it
Mhm.
that it
Mhm.
sets you apart.
Yes.
Um, okay, so those are the seven. Very cool. Very cool. Now,
Thank you.
um, here's the part where we're going to put it together.
Mhm.
Right now, this will look familiar to you because there's
Yes.
these three main things are what we focused on in the
Yes.
challenge, right?
Yes.
The
Mhm.
one-time small group mastermind, and we talked about many courses and short-term memberships, and there's things before and after it.
Mhm.
Um, Here we've got your new content kingdom. So this is a 7 tips blog post article. Remember, folks, this is from March of 22. So existing content. Then we're driving traffic. What I want to focus on with you is the course
Mhm.
because this article just screams for a course.
Okay.
And I know you have others, but this just I mean, there's so much to do with it. One, this could be a 7 module course. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I said in the lead up to this that years ago, probably more than 10, I did a course called 7 Tips Secrets or 7 Tips Empire or
Yeah.
whatever. And my biggest mistake, I think I shared this on the challenge with this kind of stuff, was when I first started, I would create them, sell them, do them, move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Just forget about it and not continue to market those. So
Yes.
um, I will probably rebuild that course, but I'm going to have to start over because I don't even know how to find where it is. Don't
Okay.
make that mistake, folks. Um, and another way to do this is 7 modules can feel like a lot to
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
So one strategy is to combine 1 or 2 modules into one.
Right.
And another strategy is to take to take 1 or 2 modules and turn them into bonuses.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
people don't know that, that they could have been one of the main modules. They can be bonuses. And based on our conversations, I think it would be great if we create, or when we create, one bonus module is about email templates.
Yes.
Fill in the
Mm-hmm.
blank email templates. So get over your email fears of interrupting people. And I once had, I hadn't thought about this in a long time. And we've told this story together. So I can say it's a client named Mary Jo. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and she's out west in Denver, and was helping her launch a product. And she got to the first sales email and was texting me or emailing me or something saying, I can't send this. I can't send this. It's too late at night. I said, what time is it in Denver? She goes, it's almost 9 o'clock. You can't send email after 9 o'clock. I went, what? And then it hit me. She was old enough to remember when phone calls past 9 o'clock meant something was wrong.
Yes. Yes.
That was somebody's in trouble phone call, right? And I went, Mary Jo, press the button.
It's
We'll do it
okay.
together. Okay? Press the button. You can send email
Mm-hmm.
anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can templatize those things. Uh,
Right.
and then another bonus module would be answering objections.
Yes.
And you've got some of those already in there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many others. And I have a 1 sentence strategy that I start
Mm-hmm.
with for most of my objections. And
Right.
it is, well, thanks for letting me know. And it totally disarms people. And then you start talking about, finding a way to work together.
I
Right?
love that.
So we can build that out too. Um, because I mean, you know this, but this for everybody else. Objections are not deal breakers.
Mm-hmm.
They're they're
Exactly.
usually I usually think of them as fears.
Most times they are.
Yep. And
Mm-hmm.
if you can deal with that, what's the biggest objection VAs get?
I can't afford.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And what do you think that really means?
It could mean a number of things, but it could be that one, there's a level of ignorance in terms of what the cost is versus having an employee. And that is one of the things I like to educate persons about
Right.
because it's chalk and cheese. Another thing may be you just didn't factor it into your budget that you can have support because you're accustomed doing it on your own, right? And when people think of VA sometimes too, they think this has to be a long-term arrangement. It could be
Right.
a short project. I
Right.
can hire a VA for 5 hours and that's it because I
Yeah.
just need
Yeah.
this one thing
Yeah.
done.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
a one task or whatever. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
love those workarounds. You made
Mm-hmm.
me think of a woman from a couple years ago. If I'm remembering right, her name's Tina. We
Uh-huh.
did a content creation boot camp over a couple of days,
Right.
and the offer at the end was to join the Content Profit Nation membership.
Mm-hmm.
And she was stuck. She was like, I want to do this, but I don't want to start and have to pull out like I've done before.
Right.
I'm not able to pay for it. And
Yes.
you know what she went out and did? And I've used this as a strategy for people since. Between day 1 and day 2,
Mm-hmm.
she got on to her accounts and looked at all the things she was paying monthly for and got
Yes,
rid of the ones she wasn't using
yes,
until they
yes.
added up to 97. And I
Excellent.
thought, that is brilliant. May I use
Hmm.
that? We'll call it the Tina strategy.
Right.
Goodness
No, but
gracious.
that's excellent. That showed her level of commitment to your program. So,
Well, let's work backwards with the
hmm,
course and then forwards,
sure.
because the other thing we can do, and we'll build out this course together, and then the other
Hmm.
things um, with the 7 module course, each and I carefully looked through each one
Hmm.
um, in your blog post. Every single one of those modules could be its own mini course,
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
then you could drive people to the course or anywhere else you want.
Hmm.
Um, I'll just give you the list of everything each one of those modules could be. Its own
Hmm.
mini course, a master class, a
Yes.
paid webinar, an ebook, um, and more.
Right.
I mean, you could really probably do a membership site about each one of those.
Yeah.
Um, and then we've got the things we talked about in the
Hmm.
challenge, one-time small group mastermind. Um, what's something you could help one of your VAs with and get them a result in 20 minutes?
In 20 minutes.
Yeah. Guys, I'm putting Desi-Ann on the spot because she's
I think it's actually probably role playing. So, client, VA having a conversation,
right.
and let's talk. I am your client. Let me hear what you're going to tell me about your business, how you can assist me, etc.
Okay.
That could happen in 20 minutes.
So creating a plan, I love that.
Hmm.
I love that. And then that article that you've got, this blog post, could easily be an action article workbook.
Mm.
Because with questions either after each
Yes,
module or all of them at the bottom to get people in action. Um,
right.
add in some blank lines,
Hmm.
and um, now you can call it a workbook.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's when sometimes I think I'm in the wrong business because I know people that create journals,
Yes. Uh-huh.
and sell them, and basically they're selling blank lines.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
ah, brilliant. Um, moving up from a course, a short-term membership, like we talked about in the
Hmm.
challenge. Um, you could do. Wow, I never thought of it this way before. You could take each module and make it a short-term membership.
So
Um,
I'll be dripping out like over a period of time. Open
yeah,
up 1 month or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. Do them
Yeah.
over time, like one a quarter, one a month,
Right.
um, and they'd probably be um, deeper content, maybe
Mm-hmm.
and shorter
Yes.
than. And then the top of the pyramid or the ascension model, um, your blog post also hollers for a membership. And I
Hmm.
know you've got one, right?
Yes, I
What's
do.
the name of it? I remember it was a great name.
The Successful VA Club. That one.
The Successful VA Club. I like it. It just sounds fun, right?
Yeah. We have fun.
Yay. Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe we can do some things with that or add this to it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, the when somebody's got a large membership, I just like to help build it and not create a new one. Um,
Hmm.
although I do have one colleague, I was thinking about her today because she's getting ready to do a Black Friday thing. Um, she does email marketing,
Yes.
and she has a $9 membership.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Yes, I
you know
know
about
who.
Liz? Okay, Liz.
Liz, yes.
Are you in
Hmm.
there with me?
I was there. I'm coming back in.
Good, good.
Yeah.
I'll encourage you to do that.
Yes.
Um,
It's
because
excellent.
I mean, her goal by the end of the year is 10,000 members,
Yes.
and
Yes.
$90,000 a month. I probably could live on. What about you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So, as we wrap up, are you getting a view, a picture, a vision
Oh
of what's
yes,
possible here?
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I
'Cause
like the idea of the mini membership.
mhm.
How you said I can have each module as a on its own actually, because there is more I can say definitely because it was a blog post, I only put so much. So
Right.
I can see how I can elaborate and expound and just make it a fuller product within a membership, mini membership.
I
So
love it. I
I
love it.
love that idea.
And, and this is for you, Desi-Ann, and for everyone. Okay. This 7 tips blog post
Mhm.
is the outline for an empire.
Yes.
We
Yes.
just got to build it. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So,
Mhm.
any questions before we wrap up?
The only thing I would ask is in terms of pricing a mini membership, do you have like a recommendation? Or because my membership right now is 25 US a month, but
Yeah.
my plan is to increase that because I'm
Okay.
adding more stuff to next year.
Okay.
So I don't know what might be a good price point for
I
this
love the
one.
price 25
Mm-hmm.
because it's just an easy number to remember, and it's
Yes.
right on the edge of an amount you don't got to think about spending or ask
Right.
anybody about spending, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
now there's a couple of theories to raising prices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of them is to add $10
Mm-hmm.
each time you do it, and then the question becomes, well, when do I quit adding $10? And the
Mm.
answer is when people stop buying.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and the other one it's a little more fun than it is useful, although I have used it. But it's a way to think about higher ticket stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One answer to how do I raise my prices is add a one to the front or a zero to the end.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for something at 25, that is realistic because it could be 125
Right.
or it could be 250.
Yes.
And
Yes.
maybe someday even do both, a one on the front, zero on the end, and it's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Those
Mm-hmm.
are out there. All right.
Right.
And
Understood.
we can talk more about that. Desi-Ann, thank you for being
Thank
such
you
a
so
great guest,
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
bringing
you.
such good content, and just I'm trying to think of the words to describe this. Thank you for your wonderful spirit. You
Ah,
just got a cool spirit about you, and so thank you for that.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me here.
My pleasure,
All
folks.
right.
And if you want to be in Desi-Ann's seat, not in her place in the Caribbean, although probably like that, folks, but in your own office or home, that link right below. Yeah, I got to get my hands right. That link right below. We'll just do both. jeffherring.com/profit is where you want to go. And we'll see you on episode 115. And as always, folks, until next time, go use this stuff. Or go use this stuff.